Okay, so as promised, I'm gonna take apart my KWA and walk you through it step by step. So first part, you're gonna take off the stock. It's relatively simple. If you don't know already, all you gotta do is lift this up and it'll slide right off. So what's the stock? You got 4 screws in here. You'll need a jeweler's screwdriver set to get these out because these are pretty small. It definitely helps to have a magnetic tray on hand, but I did not grab mine, so I'm just going to use the case for my GoPro. And that'll just free up the wires so that you can get those off whenever you start getting down to this part. Okay. You're gonna need an armorer's wrench in order to get this nut off. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, KWA has a really weird size, so the one that I have doesn't really fit that well, as you can see here, but it fits well enough that if I jimmy it correctly, I can still get it to latch on and release. That took way longer than it should have. Right. And then you have this screw right here, which I believe is a size 10. Torx 10, or these Allen keys. It'll be the size 2.5. Right, so that's out. And then we got these two down here. So this is going to be a size 2. And then it's got another one back here. That one, I believe, is the 1.5. That will open up your motor compartment so that you can take the motor out. Motor is out. This is the one I use, Classic Army 25K. Pretty strong, as you can see there. It just picked up my flashlight. Move that over there. All right. And we have these 2 screws in here. One. And 2. And the grip comes off. I probably should have done this earlier, but it doesn't really matter. So here's my upper, and here's my barrel. This barrel is going to be a 6.03 millimeter Prometheus. And if I remember correctly, this is a 300 millimeter length. Or if they had the one when I purchased it, it would be a 298. It's one or the other. And then obviously the Max Christmas Edition Snowman hop here. I'm not going to take this apart just because I don't like having to put them back together, and it's set exactly where I want it to be, so I'm not going to mess with it. Alright, so now we have the lower here. Alright, we're going to take this off. Which I believe is the 1.3. Oh, this is the 0.9. Okay, so I was wrong. This is not the 0.3, the 1.3. And it's also not the 0.9. So for this one, you're going to need a Torx. And I have mine sitting around here somewhere. I believe it's this one, TR6. Yep, that's the one. Oh, damn it. I dropped it. Oh, come here, you. Where'd it go? You don't need to remove the safety levers in order to pull this out, so I wouldn't even worry about it. This screw will fall out at some point. So, oh, this pin here, I always forget about this. You should have a set of punches for this. I don't have punches, oddly enough, considering how much I take my AEGs apart and how much I've customized all my current AEGs. But here we are. So I just use my Allen keys screwdriver, punch it out that way. This is gonna have to come back out. Oh, of course, don't forget to take out your spring, because this has a rod that goes through the entire thing. This isn't like your standard V2 springs here. And I'll show you what I mean by that in a minute here. So it is technically a quick change spring system, but it's not like what you would find in other V2s. There's the spring. Alright, so now this should be coming up. Okay. There it is. Okay. This pen was holding it in place there for a little bit. Alright, now you can, oh, careful with that, bolt catch there. Come here. You can work on it like this if you really want to. However, it is also possible to take this off. You just need to make sure that this is out first, because if you start turning this, you can see right there maybe where the wires are. If the gearbox is inside the shell, the lower receiver, you will shear it off, and you will need to buy new trigger contacts or a new MOSFET or whatever it is that connects to your battery here. So this goes this way, and you're gonna have to turn this along with it to keep it from jamming up anywhere. Once you're here, slide this off. This can be unscrewed off. And again, be careful with the wires here. I'm being especially careful because this does have a gate tighten in it, and I really don't want to mess that up. So there you go, there's that, there's that, and then boom, there you go. So for this upper part, you're going to use the same size screw as you used for the magazine release. Oh, I'm sorry, this isn't the right one. This is the right one, and this is a TR6 Torx. Pop this out here just by doing that. Alright, these screws here are TR10s, Torx 10s. Oh, that's 15. That's going to be too big. Here's the 10. And every single one of these has a washer, so be careful with that. This washer, all 4, 5, 6, all 8 of these screws have a washer on them, so make sure you don't lose any of them. I actually think I might have lost one myself, if not in this one, in my first T10, because this is my second one. I actually had, my first gun was a T10, which I really loved, but I wanted to get into HPA, and I needed money, so I ended up selling that T10 to a friend of mine, who, as far as I know, still has it. And I missed it. I really liked the recoil function, so bought another one. Waste of money, sure, but you know, live and learn. Plus, I had the other one before I learned how to do any kind of teching stuff, so I didn't know that I could make my other gun as good as I made this one. And this one isn't really a high rate of fire build. I think the last time I checked it, it was shooting like 18 RPS, which is actually lower than stock. If I remember correctly, stock it shoots about 22 to 25 or something like that. But it just, I wanted better performance, if that makes any sense. So now I've got better consistency in FPS. I have better accuracy. I have better trigger response. So it's just a bunch of things that added up, and unfortunately for me, that meant that I lost some rate of fire, which is okay with me because I don't really use full auto anyway. And I can spam my semi pretty well. Alright, this has a proprietary tappet plate and it will want to fly out, so just keep that in mind whenever you open this. And you can see here that I did radius, is that what it's called? I did radiusing here on my gearbox just to try and keep it from breaking, hopefully. Proprietary tappet and nozzle. I hate this thing. I'm working on getting the V2. We'll see how long it takes for me to be able to get my hands on that. SHS piston, second to last tooth removed, 15 teeth. Max head for the piston, max head for the cylinder, max cylinder. I do have the max nozzle sitting around somewhere, but I have to wait till I get the correct tappet plate for that. Gears are stock, I didn't change those. And then the Titan, this is the special edition, so the Titan did come with it. And then I did some shimming, adjusted the motor properly. You got to be careful with this piece, it can occasionally fall out. If you see it, you don't know where it belongs, it goes right back here. So there goes that. Trigger, it's got a speed trigger in it. These things are really nice. I actually like these better than in this particular build. I like this better than a standard V2 trigger. Highly recommend checking that out if you're running a Titan on a T10. It works fantastically with the recoil function. And the tappet spring for the proprietary tappet, anti-reversal, and that's pretty much it. To put it back together, you literally just go in reverse of what the video shows. So I hope this helps out, and if you need to see how it goes back together, let me know and I can make a video on that as well.